Hey, it's Joe Kelly again. Prize back with me. We're going to teach you some more stuff today. Just going to teach you about the stages of teaching a dog a trick or a command or a behavior, whatever you want to call it. I think tricks is a nice thing to call it, whether it's a sit or it's a spin or anything like that. It's much more fun. It's much more interactive. Commands kind of sound like you're demanding them to do something, and you're kind of being a dictator or forcing them to do it. So a trick is a kind of a nice way of saying it to do it. And the way it works is you've got 4 stages. Sometimes if you're more advanced you can add in a 5th stage. I'll explain that later on. But I like to use the 4 stages of teaching a trick. So the first one is, so say for example a sit, it's luring. So luring is guiding them into a position you want them to get them in. So you take the treat, bring it back over their nose, they go into position. Good girl, Priya. The second stage is a hand signal. So for Priya, good girl. A hand up means sit. Good girl, Priya. Alright, so stage 2 is generally a hand signal you use when you're doing it. And it's generally without a treat. So with, like you can see, I have no treat in my hand. I went, excuse me, up with my hand for her hand signal to get her to sit. And she did it. And then they can give her a treat from somewhere else. The third stage is generally it's hand signal and then you're adding a verbal. So I don't like to add in a verbal until around stage 3 because there's too much for them, in my opinion, to try to take in when you're trying to teach them something new. They're all excited by whatever treat you have. They're trying to follow where your hands go, trying to follow your movement, your body language. Then they're also trying to listen to you say things, and it just, in my opinion, it's too much for a dog to take in. You want to make it as simple as possible so they can learn and be successful. And then the other stage is stage 4, which is just your verbal. So you should be able to stand pretty neutral and then ask them, right, sit, to sit. So my hands are being very neutral, not even looking or not giving her eye contact, just using the verbal, and you should be able to sit and give a good girl. So to go over again, the 4 stages of teaching a behavior. So learning is stage 1. So remember, that's taking a treat or something to motivate, guiding them into a position. Stage 2 is then your hand signal, which is no treats in your hand and just getting them in a position, rewarding from elsewhere. So in your back pockets, in a treat bag, from a table, wherever it is, just giving them lots and lots of rewards for doing what you want them to do. Then stage 3 is you're doing the hand signal, but you're adding in the verbal command for whatever trick you want to do. And then stage 4 is just the verbal command for the trick you want to do. And then stage 5, a lot of the times, a lot of people don't need this stage, but it can be very helpful to a lot of people. It's distractions. So adding in distractions, so like if I wanted her to stay, I could throw a tennis ball left, right, and center, and she just got to stay in that position. That's a distraction. You can have another dog walking by. The distraction can be useful, but I like to stick to the 4 stages to get the basic foundation work done first, and then we can work on distractions once we have our dog's foundation fairly solid. So to give you an example of that is, if you were building a house, you wouldn't start building the roof or the walls if you didn't have the concrete solid and the foundations really solid and the concrete really like set in and fixed. You wouldn't have that. You wouldn't be trying to build the rest of the house until that's purely solid. So get your 4 stages really 100% solid, and your basic tricks and manners and obedience in first, and then you can advance it and do more distraction work if you want later on. But make sure you build your foundation work solid first before you try to go on to more advanced stuff. So that's the system that I kind of use myself, and I've been very successful in it. A lot of my clients absolutely love it because it's very plain and simple to them too. So go give it a shot, and you've got any more questions on it, more than happy to answer any questions. Give me a shout, and go give it a shot, see how you get on, and thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.